Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video we are going to see our three methods which we were talking about in last video, that is .isSelected, .isVisible, and .isEnabled. So talking about first .isSelected, let's just write the pseudocode for that. So let me just delete all this thing. Today we are going to look for .isSelected. Now this is used why? Because you want to check the radio button, right? So you have the radio button, you want to check like if it's selected or not, and then you have a checkbox and you want to check that if that checkbox is selected or not, right? And then you have is dot enabled dot dot is enabled, and over here you want to check like if the element which you want to click is enabled or not, right? Like there might be a button which you want to check if it's enabled or not. You are going to check for that button, if element is enabled, so like button, or maybe an element which you want to edit. Okay, or you want to like put the text. So this is where you are going to use. And the third one is displayed. So over here, what you are going to check, like if an element is displayed or not, like there might be again a button or might be an element which you want to click or perform an action, like a menu button, if it's available to click or not. So that's where you are going to use this is displayed. Maybe elements like this is just an example. There might be an OTP or code button where you want to enter a code, but it just want to appear after a certain time. So this is where is displayed is elements like image or button or buttons or text field also. So it's just limited. You can also check on radio and checkbox too. If you want to check like if that checkbox appears after 2-3 seconds, and if you want to check if it's enabled or disabled or not. So either way you can play around and see what function works for best. Is selected is definitely you want to select what kind of uh, element is selected in your form. Let's say there are two radio buttons and you want to check is that radio button is selected or not. That's where you are going to use is selected. Is enabled is the element, the button we are clicking, like maybe there is a drop down menu and you want to check if there is that drop down menu is enabled or not. You can apply this is enabled over there, or you can check for the is enabled buttons, or maybe upload file menus where you want to check like if it's enabled or not. There's those kind. And then you can also check the is displayed. So it can be with any element, if that thing is displayed or not. Maybe calendar is displayed or not, maybe image is displayed or not, or button is displayed or not. So these are three methods which you want to check. So let's go ahead and check the pseudocode for it, and then we will code accordingly. So let's create a variable for the web element. Web element. For that we have to import web element too. So it should, yeah, it has been imported here. Now we can create a web element variable. Let's say we are gonna check a checkbox. In this we will be putting the locator for this one. So driver dot find element by, and then again by here dot, maybe with the ID So we will be pulling out ID of that thing, or maybe an XPath. We'll see that later. And then we will be putting our isSelect method here. Okay. So we will be writing if checkbox is selected. See, right? So check box. That's how we have written over there. Dot is, see, here we got three method which we want to apply. So we will be going with the is selected. Is selected, and if it is selected, then within curly brackets we will put our code. What we want to do. If it's selected, then of course system dot out dot println. Okay, and write the check box is selected. Okay, else what you're gonna write? You're gonna write else over here, else again in a curly bracket. Else either you are going to select that element, so you will, what you're going to do, like check box dot click. So it's going to click and select that element. Okay, and then what you can do, once that element is selected, or some like checkbox has been clicked and you will get a click, then again you can put sys out and check if it's selected or not. So we have two things here. So the checkbox is already selected, right? And because we are checking if checkbox is selected, right? So if we get a tick already, then we are already selected. Otherwise, if it's not selected, then it's going to come on this code else, and then we are going to click, like now we are going to select. So checkbox is selected. Now we'll print this like that. Okay. Same thing we are going to do with the isEnabled. So the code goes for this like same. If I'll use the same code, or we might create another variable. Let's say now we go for the button, right? So Control C, Control V. In place of checkbox, we'll just check for button. Right? Button. So driver.find elements by ID, and in place of this, we'll put button. Now over here, what we can do is like we can put the code like the same over there, which we used there. If button dot is we use is selected. Now we'll check for is enabled. Within enable, if it's already enabled, then we are going to sys out this set statement, right? So and then within that the button is enabled already. Otherwise, else inside this code we are going to enable it. So how we are going to enable it? We'll just want to use that dot click function here so that it get enabled. So once it is enabled, we'll again system out and set now what we are going to sys out. We're gonna write that the button is now enabled. Okay, so out enabled. Oh, sorry, my bad. Print right? So the button is enabled now, and bracket close here. Now after this, we have another code for isDisplayed. Now for isDisplayed, we just want to check isDisplayed, so we are not going to click it, right? We are just going to check if it's displayed or not. So we will be using if text area dot is shows is displayed. If it's displayed, then what we're going to do, we just want to check. We're going to paste it here and check like the button or the text area is displayed. Else we just print that it's not displayed. That's it. Now let's go and work on our website, the demo website that we were working on. So I'm going to open this website over here. And in this, first we are going to check for this. We have created the checkbox first, so we'll inspect this element. We'll search for an ID if there is an ID for this one. Yep, we have one. We'll put this ID here. And then we'll check for the button. Button ID is submit, but last time it was not working, so I will skip it. Let's just check for this choose file. So upload picture, we'll check for this upload picture. Putting that ID here. Now we'll go and search for any text area. So let's just inspect it. Oh, not this one. Inspect. Yep, current address. We got the unique ID. Luckily, we have all IDs here. Otherwise, we have to choose the XPath and play with the attributes value. Now, as we have got all the thing, let's just run the code and it should run. Okay. So So let's just quickly save our code and run it up. Oh, so there was a colon here, so I'm going to remove it. And we are going to run it once again. Okay, so the code is not working. We will use JavaScript executor after this one and force the web UI to click it. So as to force it, we have to import JavaScript. So within bracket, we are going to put one more bracket. We're going to import the Java executor class. So capital J, Java script, capital E, executor. And then after that, you give one space here to write driver, your variable for the WebDriver there. And then dot within double bracket arguments, actually argument. In the bracket, you just click only one. And that's clicking, right? So dot click, and then you will write what you want to click. So you want to click checkbox. So check and capital BOX box, and then you just close it. So this is your JavaScript executor code. I will be explaining this JavaScript executor separately, but this is when you really want to enforce something, or you want to run asynchronous JavaScript, or there is internal method too, like scroll into view. If your web page is not coming into view of the browser, then you can use dot scroll view, and you can also scroll your page accordingly. So there are various methods in it, but right now what we are using, we are actually forcing the JavaScript here to click the button on the checkbox, and I'm sure it's going to work here. So let's run it. So JavaScript executor space driver dot execute script or AR. Okay, so we got an error. Let's read the code. JavaScript executor space driver execute script argument. It checks alias, it's an S, and after that there is a colon. Control save. Let's run it once again. It should run now. So actually website is taking time to load. You have seen that the box has been clicked, and see the checkbox is already selected, the button is already enabled, the text area is displayed. So now because we have clicked the checkbox, that's why it's already clicked, and things are already enabled, right? Now, and the text area is also displayed, right? So yeah, we have performed our test here. You can play around. What you can do is, I have written code here. You can delete it, and you can also paste this same code instead of this one. And now you can run the application and can see that it's going to show us the checkbox is selected now instead of already selected. So it says now the checkbox is selected now, the button is already enabled, and the text area is displayed. So guys, we have successfully used our isSelected, isEnabled, and isDisplayed. Sometimes you have to use JavaScript to force the checkbox to be clicked. Okay. In the next video, we will be talking about the type of weights.